And here it comes. Here it comes. New York.
An inmate at New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision.
Hopefully you're hearing that.
Subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Tell you what's going on. I'm a talk.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know what else do we say. What do you talk about? I mean, you need viewers, right? So we want to see this show on what is it, Sunday at 9 p.m. Pacific time.
9 a.m. Pacific.
9 a.m. All right. You're watching the show. You're listening to Manuel Pacheco. I've been locked for 18 years for a crime I didn't commit, and we're looking for people to come and join this podcast so that they can speak to me on various occasions where, we're looking for help or we're just looking for a conversation. I don't know what else to say. Look up my picture. I'm a beautiful looking man. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about? What else do you want to talk about, Teddy? Let's have a conversation.
Well, Benny's asking, has Manny contacted anyone else to try to help them get out?
Yeah, I gave my mom, tell my mom, Benny, that I gave my mom a whole list of pro bono attorneys, Helen Lewis, which neither one of them has contacted yet, except for my mom. Supposedly, she needs Benny to take her Tuesday to an appointment in Manhattan. I don't know if he got that call yet or if he knows what's going on, because my mom tends to forget to do things. So you need to contact mommy and let her know. I'll ask her what's going on, because I gave it to her last week, a list of attorneys that actually deal with falsely accused individuals in prison. 18 years ago, I got accused of a murder of a friend of mine who, when I was 14, I was 15 years old, she was drowned. This happened in 1984. And 18 years later, these detectives came, Detective Kuhn came, and they accused me of this and arrested me of this crime based on the words of an individual that I was having a relationship with at the time that I walked away from. Several different women that I was having a relationship with at the time. Two of them came forward that they know each other. After I left, both of them, they said that I confessed this crime to them. I was arrested, taken to New York. I'll make a long story short. Throughout the last 18 years that I've been locked up, I didn't have the means or the family. There was nobody there for me, pretty much. I was left alone to rot in prison, and I had to do what I had to do to try to find a way to get out of jail. And I found documentation and paperwork that showed that the DA had another or several individuals, but they had the DNA profile of an individual that matched the hair that was found on Angela's the body of the victim, Angela Wong. And since then, my family, my Uncle Benny, my mom, and my brother resurfaced and came to light to help me, which has been a blessing. And we've been trying to find assistance to help me go home, because unfortunately, people that are convicted of a crime, it's very easy to put them in jail. But once you have the proof to show that you're innocent, even with that, it can take years to go home. So I sit in prison, educated myself. I went to school. I got several degrees, a BA in political science. I went on to take law courses here in prison, and I work out every day, and I look great. So we're still trying to find that help. And the Innocence Project is reviewing my case. I had this Innocence Project called Centurion Boulevard, Centurion Ministries. They were handling my case for like 2.5 years, almost 3 years, and then Barry Schreck of the New York Innocence Project finally found my paperwork that I sent 10 years prior, and they said that they would assist me or try to assist me. And since then, they've been, for the last year, reviewing my paperwork. And I walked away from one Innocence Project to stay with this Innocence Project because they're a better organization. And, I'm still waiting. But the long story short, I was accused of a crime that I didn't commit. There's DNA that shows that someone else committed this crime. That individual was locked up several times for the rape and attempted murder of a 11-year-old girl, or somewhere around anywhere from 9 to 11. I forget what the age was, but and he went home, and I'm still in prison. 5 parole boards, excellent disciplinary history, and no matter what I do, the parole board doesn't want to let me go home. No matter how much I educate myself, they continue to say no. Yet individuals in prison that have bad disciplinary histories and stab people and don't go to school and do bad things, they let go home. Because they know that it's a revolving door. Those guys are going to come back. They don't want to let people go home that don't do anything wrong in prison. So this is what I'm going through right now.
Awesome, bro. And while you're talking, Benny wrote, "I will take her." And then I think when you made your cute comment, he said, "LOL, laugh out loud." And we got 2 people back on, so maybe that's Elise there again. But I won't know for sure until they type.
I'm not joking about the good looking. I'm 51 years old. I look like I'm 30 years old. I'm a gorgeous looking dude, man. I'm always been conceited, but we're going to keep it that way. That's nothing to laugh about. Thank you very much.
And for anybody watching, at the top of the comments, I put the link for the petition, so you can click on there and see this man's handsome face, and also get his address to write him to. You can write him any letter that you want to, letter of support, letter of questions, whatever you want. His address is on that petition.
And then who will laugh out loud? Benny?
Yes.
Tell Benny, I do resemble him, so he should be laughing because I always look like him.
And then Benny also wrote, no changes. So I'm not sure what he was referring to with that, but unless he just means that there's nothing changed so far. But no, that was great actually, because I had the mic right up to the microphone, so everybody who's going to watch this after the fact is going to hear all that, Manny. So that's perfect.
You understand the battle. You're one of the first people that started helping me with this, and it's more than that. We got a lot of other issues that we're dealing with that I don't really wish to speak about, but it pertains to the same 2 individuals that made the accusations that I confessed this crime.
Right.
And yeah, we have all the evidence in the world that they're lying about everything that they say, and this is a white world, though. It belongs to a white America, and when you see a Latin man or a black man incarcerated, and a white man incarcerated, and they're all there for the same crime, the white guy tends to walk away with a slap on the wrist, where the black guy and the Hispanic will do 15 to life, 20 to life. I see it all the time. Guys come in here with the same identical crimes, and a white guy gets 3 years, and a Spanish or black guy ends up with 15, 20, 30 years.
Right.
So, this is greater than just the story about me. This moves on, to the justices of so many people that are in prison for crimes that I'm not agreeing are right or wrong, but if one comes from the Beverly Hills or from Manhattan, New York, as to the Bronx or from East LA, you tend to hit the person from East LA or up there, Watts, Compton, or whatever. Long Beach, those people get a worse term than somebody that lives in Beverly Hills or Manhattan, or some white person with money.
Right.
And it sucks to say that, but that is what it is. The jails here are predominantly black and Hispanic. The white guys come in and out, and they do commit murders and heinous crimes and sexual crimes, and yet they're hit with slapped on the wrist with I'll give you for instance, one guy for murder got 7 years. The same identical type of crime for a Hispanic guy, he got 25 to life. So I mean, this is an ongoing situation. I'm not the only one that has these issues. This is you got 90,000 inmates or 675,000 inmates in New York State, and they say that something like 50% of them should be in prison for the type of crimes that they're or the years that they've been given.
Right.
So I unfortunately the DAs in New York or Nassau County are crooked. They're dirty. They manipulate. The detectives do the same thing. There's tons of paperwork that shows this, and yet they get away with their crimes. They get away with threatening witnesses, like in my case. They get away with not allowing people to testify, like in my case. several witnesses that were with Angela at the mall. They never got to testify because that changed the time of death. It puts me, they put a time of death that narrowed down to a point of time that I was there, but they don't show that for almost 7 hours she was somewhere else with her friends. So this, this go on and on and on. The mother lied about a statement she made. This girl, Margaret Mazda, lied about a statement she made, saying that she never said I confessed this crime to her. Yet, 18 years later, after Detective Kuhn, this Detective White, detective threatened her or went to see her, she says that I did confess this. Right. Tony Wong, the mother of Angela Wong, changed her statement so that it would meet the crime. It would put an hour time frame where I was with Angela at the time where they claimed that I had drowned Angela. And it's insane because if you look at all the evidence, you'll see that there's no possible way that I committed this crime. It's impossible for me to have been the one to commit this crime. I was with her brother, my brother, some friends of ours at a roller rink, roller skating at the time of this crime. She was with other people, and not one or two or three. We're talking that almost 24 people know her and knew her and spoke to her and saw her that day. So, but this is what it is. This is that we have to find somebody that's going to listen to the story and that they're going to understand what's going on. I mean, I've got family out there. I didn't even know I had a cousin that's on there right now. I don't even know her. I've got family out there that I've been lost to for 18 years because I've been in prison. And this is my point. My point is that you lose your family when you come to jail. Out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. And that's the sad part, that the people that do go home are the people that have people there for them that fight and don't give up and get this paperwork and do what they're supposed to do for the people they love. But I can't say that I was the most loved person in my family. I left to go to California to be away from everybody, so I can't blame nobody but myself. But at the end of the day, the injustices, go far beyond just the fact that I was convicted of a crime. It goes way further than that. I'm just a small story, man. I'm a pebble in the pond.
Gotcha. And we just had someone else log on, but they haven't typed anything, so I'm not sure who they are. But we got 3 people online. And yeah, maybe. But no, that was great, bro. And like I said, and I mean, I thank you for everything that you said, because like I said, well, once we finish this live stream and it gets posted, other people that'll get to watch it afterwards will be able to hear all that. And I'll even be able to send this link to, news organizations. I'm going to send this link to Bob Ruff. So everything that you're saying is going to get heard after the fact. And, I think this is going to be another way for us to maybe get you some help.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to say this just because you're recording this. I don't care about who's listening or who hears what I'm going to say. I've been asked several times at parole board and pretty much told in some form or shape or fashion that if I turn around and just apologize for this, I could go home. I've done an extra 9 years on a 9 to life, and I refuse to say that I'm sorry for something I didn't do. I said this right after trial to the media. I have no remorse for the death of Angela Wong because I didn't commit that death. The remorse I feel is that a friend died and that I wasn't there for that friend, that I didn't go with that friend when she asked me to. But I'm not going to apologize for something I didn't do. Right. And I'm going to stay in jail another 10 years. I stay in jail another 10 years. I will never say that I did this because I did. I lived with this for 18 years when I was in the streets because I blame myself because I had not gone with her. I truly believe that had I went with her, she'd be alive today. But I didn't go with her. And her brother was the one that left the house with her. And I don't believe that he committed this crime either. Because, again, she was seen at the mall by other people. But the bottom line is that I'll stay in jail, bro. And although I hate prison and I put my mother through hell, and God bless my mother because she's been through everything and some. And this last 2 years with me, I put her through hell, and she's endured and she's sick. As much as I want to be there and go home and be with her and take care of my mom the way a child should do, take care of their family and take care of their mother, like my sister and brother don't do, I would rather die in prison than to say I did this. My mom asked me once, why don't you just say you did it, come home? Give the parole board what they want. I would rather my mother die in the streets without me being there than to admit to doing this when I didn't do this.
Exactly.
And although I want to go home to her and be there for her, I can't do that. I can't say I did this. I didn't do this.
Of course.
Yet, I'm gonna tell you something. I'll say it straight up. I don't care. My brother and everybody, whoever thought, they must have thought I was guilty of this, because up until I got the DNA reports, nobody was really there for me. And now they're there for me, and I'm blessed, and I appreciate them being there for me. But if people were there for me,
You have 1 minute left.
18 years ago, I may have been home already, instead of just forgetting about me.
And just so you know, a New York City Manny type, this is not right. And but since we have our last minute, I'll let you end this and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
New York, what? I'm gonna call you right back.
Okay.
To accept charges, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Just so you know, we now have 5 people watching. One is named NYC Manny. He had typed, "This is not right." I let them know that you were going to call back. Oh, that's Benny's son, I guess. Okay. So I guess another cousin of yours. And so go ahead and say whatever you were saying, bro. You got about 4 people watching.
Well, first I'm gonna say hello to my cousin. I didn't know I had a cousin named Manny, but I guess my Uncle Benny's got a few kids out there I don't know about. But I heard all his kids are great kids, and they've all grown up to do good things. So my uncle's a good father. So hello to my cousin Manny, and said that we had to hear your voice or hear of you for this. But anyway, so where was I going with this?
You were talking about the apple pie recipe.
How great looking I am. All right, so I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8", I'm 178 pounds. I got a beautiful body. And I'm a virgin of 17 years. Congratulations. No, but the thing is, it's hard to even have a sense of humor in here, man.
Oh, I hear you.
The part of prison is, this is a holiday inn compared to other jails like Los Angeles when I was coming out here. That's hell compared to this.
I can imagine.
New York is a holiday inn. The thing is they take your family away from you. You don't have, don't have connection with the people that are in your life that's outside. That's the torture of being in prison. Not having your mother in your life. My Uncle Benny, even my brother, because 17 years or 18 years gone by, for 17 years I didn't know nothing about him. He didn't want to know nothing about him.
Elise wrote and said, "Hi, Manny, Damaris here."
I don't know who that is, but
Well, that was Elise, the one that's I guess that's one of your cousins, one of Benny's daughters.
So it's another daughter.
Well, I think it's the same Elise that said hi earlier, but maybe she. And Benny says, "The marriage, my wife, Benny's."
All right. So I said, "Hello, how you doing, sweetie?" It's sad, man. It's a waste of a great-looking dude in jail, man. I could be out there fucking. It's a waste. I'm in here working out for all these men to check me out. It's crazy, bro.
Oh, Benny says Damaris is his wife, so that's who was saying hi.
I know who Damaris is.
Okay.
I love him. I've known Damaris my whole, for forever. I was there from the beginning. Uncle forget. I know Damaris from the first day he took me to our house to see her. But yeah, Teddy, it's insane, bro. For the incarceration and the way they do things here and the illegal things that go on in prison. I'm not gonna say much on this broadcast, but you're not worried or being endangered by other inmates. You got to worry about other entities in prison that put you in harm's way. And it's crazy because a lot of guys can handle being in jail because they committed the crime.
Right.
They figure, yeah, you know what, I did it, I'm going to do the years. But do 20 years or 18 years, a double sentence for something you didn't do. nobody in their God's, their right mind could understand the torture or the pain or the suffering that I go through every day. We'll go to my cell and a little box, no bigger than the average bathroom in the Bronx, or in New York City, and I sit in this bathroom room that I sleep in every single day, roach infested. We have no control over what goes on. We go to sleep when they tell us to go to sleep. We wake up when they tell us to wake up. And I do this. I did this for 18 years. No comfort of family or the comfort of a woman in your arms, or waking up in the morning and seeing the kids run around. Or there's nothing. It's just blank walls with balls in front of you, steel, cold. And when you're in jail for something you didn't do, 18 years, the average person would lose their mind. I keep busy, working out and training and trying to look the best that I can, so that when I do go home, hopefully women will fall to their feet and pray. No, but for real, this is torture, bro, because I didn't commit the crime.
Right.
That's the insanity behind it. So for whatever reason, God has his plans. He has his plans. But I didn't commit this crime. And all the evidence is in the paperwork, and all these people that go on the internet, and all these people that are speaking badly about me and saying what they're saying, you talk from ignorance. You speak. And I learned a long time ago in prison, there's a saying that just listen to people, and you'll find out the truth. Everything. People reveal themselves by listening to them.
Right.
They'll tell you everything you want to know about them. Yet these people out there in that internet world are sitting there typing in that I'm guilty and that I should stay in prison forever, and they're talking from their asses because they have no inclination or clue of what's really going on. They didn't sit down and read thousands of paperwork, every little detail. Yuri Rojas, this kid that knew Angela had jelly sandal slippers. How did he know that? Why? Because he was at the mall with her that day.
Right.
That's how he knew what she was wearing on her feet. And if you know about this case, you would know they found those slippers away from her body. So how would Yuri Rojas, who didn't see her that whole day according to the police, he said he saw her at the mall and remembered because of her slippers. So these are details that if you listen to, you'll see the truth.
Right.
But yet they didn't allow that to be heard. They allowed this guy Yuri Rojas to come in with an attorney and say, I don't remember nothing. And all these little things that these people out there want to say, oh, this man is guilty. And then I say to all you people out there that are listening or listen to this, and you keep saying I'm guilty, stop for a minute. Stop and stop trying to always implicate somebody for something because you're listening to other people. And have your own sense of intelligence and mind, and go research if you really want to accuse me of something. Research it first.
Right.
Don't sign a paper saying you want to deny me my parole, but you don't have no clue what happened in my case. You only listen to the media. You listen to a mother who's grieving, who lost her daughter, who just wanted to close this case.
Exactly.
That's all they wanted. And her father, Angela's father, who never cared about his daughter in the first place and was never around. And now all of a sudden my daughter's dead, and oh my God, he did this. No. Do the homework. Read the paperwork.
Right.
Angela Long's a piece of shit. The brother's victim's a piece of shit. He raised my son, and he's a piece of shit. You got to understand that he lied. He's a friend of my family, my brothers, and he wouldn't understand that he lied.
And real quick, we got 5 people watching. They may all be family, but if you go to the top of this text string, you'll see the link for Manny's petition online, so you can go see him. His address is there. You can write him support letters, whatever you want. But yeah, go ahead and check that out if you haven't done that yet. Keep going, Manny.
I know that picture's like a year old. I look a hell of a lot better now. Man, I mean, tell you, it's insane, man. I can go on and on and on. They changed the medical report. They changed the time of death. They changed the contents of the autopsy pertaining to what Angela had eaten the day before, because the mother wanted to make it look like she cooked for her daughter. Yet in her first testimony, her first statement, she said, "I never cooked," and that makes it's a big deal because Angela was at the mall with 3, I believe, other girls that were eating at a food court at Bisbee Mall at 6:30 in the evening, which showed that she was eating rice and chicken and potatoes, and that's what they found in her stomach. And the mother, 18 years later, changes her statement and says, "Oh, I cooked rice and potatoes and chicken the night before." So, I mean, this is the underhanded things they did to make so that we didn't have to show that Angela made it to the mall. And they kept it where she was at home at a certain time. This girl, Margaret Maza, who claimed that I confessed this at a pizza store. Her best friend that was with her was supposed to come and testify on my behalf that Margaret lied. And I never said that. Well, that girl turned around and never showed up to trial.
Right.
During trial, the DA says, hey, she went on vacation. Wait a minute, we subpoenaed her to come to court. How did she go on vacation? So there was things we could refute and argue against because the DA's underhandedness and the judge. Wow, this guy's a clown. This judge did everything in their favor. And my lawyer, Thomas Liotti, he's a fucking moron. Excuse my language, but he's an idiot. He's a real down to earth jerk. I personally think that him and the judge had a personal relationship going on the way they jerked me over.
Right.
They bent me over and did what they wanted to me.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a lawyer I didn't want. That I told my family he's a clown, and he did. The guy had no idea, or he did have an idea what was going on, and he did everything to help the DA. I mean, if you read the minutes of my case, what happened? They wouldn't let Dateline. Dateline wanted to film the case. They denied Dateline that right to go in there and film the case. Why? Because I believe they had every intention to railroad me. But you know what? The people that listen to this say, "Oh, he's just another person complaining." No, I'm not. Do the homework. If you really want to justifiably get online or and say that I'm a murderer and say all this bad shit about me, read my paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send it all to you. And if you find me guilty, listen, man, I'll never ask the roll board to let me go home again. Because there's nothing in that paperwork that will ever be able to say I was guilty. These were very distraught women, and two white, blonde hair, blue-eyed women, Romanian and Irish and German women that I was with, that were very upset that I walked away from them. And they said a lot of bad things.
Right.
And accused me of a lot of bad things. And I've never had my day in court. Never.
Well, that's awesome, bro. And you got 6 people watching now. No new questions yet, but I want to thank everybody for being here. This is Manny had to call in a second time because he ran out of phone time the first time. But any questions you have, type them in there. Manny's going to be happy to answer them. If you go to the top of the text string, like I said, there's a link there for his petition online. You can go see what it looks like, see his address. You can write him support letters, stuff like that. Share the stream while we're here live with anybody so they can come in and check it out. And I will hand it back over to Manny for him to keep talking.
So you don't know who the 6th person is now?
No, there's one person. He has some weird moniker. It's like DRIHPYX, and he just sent like praying hands. And he appeared kind of when we went to 5 and 6 viewers. So I'm not sure if he's family or just someone who saw the live streaming.
All right, well, tell him welcome and how you doing? Anyways, I mean, this is Teddy, we've been friends a long time, you and me, man. Mm-hmm. And all the time you've known me, I've always been one type of person, and that's just I'm a straight up type of individual.
A jerk.
And you know what? I think that's undermining who I am. I'm an asshole, but I'm real about what I say and what I do, and I don't mind being that asshole that everybody says that I am because I say it the way it is. Exactly. Whether it's my mother I'm talking to or whether it's my uncle I'm speaking to, I don't sugarcoat shit. I say it as it is.
Exactly.
And I didn't commit this crime. And you're either going to love me for the way I am because I'm honest or not. And in prison, you go by your word. And more so than in the streets, because everybody lies to each other in the streets.
Right.
I know this firsthand because my own family lied to me for 17 years. They weren't there the way they should have been. And I hate saying it like that, but it's what it is.
I hear you.
At the end of the day, though, I didn't commit this crime, and it took 17 years for me to get certain documentation that would have to prove it to my own family. So I understand why people in the street would think that I'm guilty. Because they don't want to. The people don't want to hear the truth. They don't want. They rather just. You know what? That's not my problem. He's guilty. He's good. He's in jail. When your own family does that, I can relate to why the strangers do that.
Right.
But that's like I said, I'm a straight up shooter. It is what it is. Take my paperwork, read everything. I was like, listen, it cost me or my family, it cost my mom and my Uncle Benny an excess amount of dollars to have to copy these papers. I'm sure they don't have a problem, or you, Teddy. You have that computer way of sending information where you can send these people that information and show them
Of course.
that before you open your mouth, read. It's very easy for a person to accuse a person here in America of a crime, especially a woman. The power that women possess over people are insane. All they have to do is rip their shirt and say, that man did something to me. And he's in jail.
Exactly.
That's it. And this is what I went through. Two attractive women said, hey, he said he did this, and that's all it took.
Yep.
And yet they had individuals that confessed to this crime. And yet one of the greatest detectives in Nassau County never found me guilty. A new detective comes into the case, a racist, then you can tell this guy is racist, neo-Nazi fuck. He turns around and takes the case, and that was a wrap.
Right.
Everyone changed their statements. How does 40 different people, after Detective Cool visits them, change their statements?
That's
and,
it.
and this is what happened.
Yeah.
And so people, before they accuse, read. You got all these people putting millions of dollars into dogs and crap out there that, put money into people that want to go home to their families that didn't commit these crimes.
Right.
At the end of the day, like I said, Teddy, you can look at the paperwork. It speaks for itself. I can go on and on and on, all the misjustice in the world, but nobody's going to listen to you, Teddy, me, or my family because they don't want to take the time to read.
Right, right.
The media, they turn around and if there's, okay, this guy didn't commit this crime, but, he might be guilty of this, so we're not going to help him with this.
Right.
And the Innocence Projects do the same thing. Well, they're saying he did this over here, and, we can help him here, but there's just too much here. We don't want to deal with it.
Right.
And the sad part about it is that, in my case, we both know that on both ends, with both these girls in California, in New York, accused me of things that I didn't do. Mm-hmm. There's no evidence, DNA proof of anything. There's DNA here in New York that says someone else did it.
Right.
For God's sake, they found a pubic hair in her vagina, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's not mine. It's on blood and skin and her fingernails. It's not mine.
Exactly.
I had no bruises or marks on me. Abraham Reyes, this other character, he had bruises and scratches all over his body. He couldn't tell where those came from. He told the detective he didn't know where they came from.
Amazing.
You got a guy, Benny Reyes, Abraham Reyes' brother, who was in the woods getting high with another guy. I forget his name, and he said, we were so high, we don't remember what we did that night. And a guy named Tom McDowell who raped 30 kids in two different neighborhoods, who was 20-something years old, 26 years old, hanging out with 13-year-old, 14-year-old kids in my town, around my corner, raped my next-door neighbor who told my mother, and they had this man arrested. And he went to the detectives and said, I didn't commit this crime. Yet he was charged with multiple molestations of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole bunch of individuals in this case, years later, been arrested for sexual assault and raping little girls in the back of vans, and nothing's ever happened to them. They got in trouble for those charges, but yet these detectives came after me, and I have no criminal history. Well, now I do.
Right, thanks to them. Hello.
What I was doing, I was hanging out in gyms, working out, going to work, lifting weights and taking steroids. That was my crime.
Right.
This was my crime. I even got convicted of sales of steroids because we were in gyms, not on the streets getting high, not doing coke and heroin and marijuana. I was lifting weights, getting high, and training in the martial arts gyms. What else? I mean, it's insane the nonsense that goes on. What they said about me, and yet there's all this evidence that shows I didn't do it. But 18 years later, I'm still here in jail, bro.
And I got to tell you, we've had 6 people as the high mark, and even Benny said that one of them is not family, so we got someone just watching, and they're all riveted to you because I just had the phone going while you're going, and like I'll see one drop off, come back on. So I mean, your story is super riveting, and everyone who's watching, like I said, share this anywhere you can. This was supposed to be a 10 to 15 minute broadcast. We're almost at an hour because Manny had to call back. And so just thank you all for making this happen today. I hope you come back in 2 weeks. And someone is asking, hi, Manny. It's Alana, Benny's daughter. It's Amia Shampayo is the thing she's coming through.
That's another cousin I don't know about. How you doing, sweetie? I mean, you know what, Teddy, it's sad. I don't even know my family, bro. I mean, it's sad. If I was guilty, man, but they throw the key away, they should have castrated me. They should have took my life from me. They should have did everything in their power to make sure that I died. But what they're doing is slowly killing me in prison for a crime I didn't commit. Yet all the evidence shows that I'm innocent, and that's wrong, man. That's wrong. 18 years I suffered, blamed myself for not being there for Angela, for not going with her to the mall. I truly, in my heart, believe that that morning she asked me to go with her, had I gone with her instead of wanting to go home and take a goddamn shower, she'd be alive. So I suffered with that thought because I felt like, you know what, my friend died because I wasn't there for her.
Right.
And now here I am 18 years after the fact because in 2001, at the end of beginning of 2002, I was arrested for her murder. And yet the people who lied, Raluca Yoshilescu who lied on the stand, Maureen Gahagan who lied on the stand, Margaret Mazza who lied on the stand, all these girls I had, intimate relationships with, except for Margaret Mazza. She liked me and she was a year older than me in school. And I didn't want nothing to do with her. She wasn't my type. And 18 years later, she's on the stand. And when they asked her, did you ever get married? She says, yeah, I got my best friend is my husband. They said, did you tell your husband that this person, Manuel Pacheco, admitted to killing Angela and said he was going to kill you? She said, no. Now, who in their right goddamn mind knows someone who murdered somebody but never told their husband or their wife? Does that make any sense?
I hear you.
I mean, I've shared very intimate things with my wife, or at the time my wife, Milagro Matos, and you know what? She knows very intimate things about me, but, I never told her I killed anybody. So, this girl, Margaret Mazza, she never told her husband this. 18 years goes by, she never mentions it to him. Come on, man.
Right.
This is not rocket science, people. This is not rocket science. This is simple mathematics. 1 and 1 is 2. It's really simple. Either I committed this crime and all the evidence shows I did it, or all the evidence shows I didn't do and I didn't commit the crime. And all the evidence shows I didn't do it. You got multiple people here that admitted to this crime.
Mm-hmm. Earlier Benny had written, you were railroaded. He says, you didn't get a fair trial. You need to speak on that. I know you've already kind of spoken that anyway, but no, it's true. You just did not get a fair trial.
I say that again, please.
That you just did not get a fair trial. I know you've spoken on that briefly, but that's one of the comments. Benny said, hey, you didn't get a free trial. Make sure you speak on that.
No, and the thing is, all you got to do is look at the minutes.
Yeah.
Look at the minutes, man. And the minutes are public information. And what's not public, as if they can't get it through the national county courts, they can go ahead and contact my family.
Mm-hmm. And
they can get that information that way. Or they can contact me. I have no problem with people contact me right now. I would love to speak to people. I don't get mail. I don't have no friends. I have no women in my life. I have no guys in my life other than you, Teddy.
And just so you know, Alana just wrote, I'm good. Keep your head up. I hope everything works in your favor. I went to your trial when I was a teenager, and there were things that I didn't like that happened.
All right. I still don't remember her. Sorry, sweetie. I don't. You know what? A lot of years have gone by, and either way, I love you. You're my cousin. You're my favorite uncle's daughter, and thank you for your support, sweetie. I appreciate it. I don't know, Teddy, man. I don't. You know what? Just people can read, man, and they can see for themselves what's going on. I just ask people out there, whoever hears this, just don't judge me based on other people or what you hear. Read, man. Educate yourselves, man. Mm-hmm. And if you don't care enough to read and find out if I'm innocent, then don't care enough to comment. Just keep your mouth shut.
Right.
You know, I got these famous words. I'm not going to say them, but Teddy would start laughing if I said them. But you know, without saying those specific words, it's like, yo, mind your business if you're not going to be making your business.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to make it your business, mind your business. If you're going to make it your business, do everything in your power to find out the truth.
Exactly.
You know, or just mind your business.
And
that being,
everybody watching, if you go to Facebook, look up Bob Ruff, and I think it's called Truth and Justice by Bob Ruff. He's got a podcast. I've sent him a couple messages with the petition information, stuff like that. So, you know, all of you can go there, tell your friends to go there, because if we can contact this man, it may be another person who might be able to eventually look into Manny's case and work on something. Even though we've got a few avenues that we're working on, you know, we want to get as many as we can. And so go ahead, keep on going, Manny.
Well, I mean, I wish somebody would ask me a question I could
answer. I know everyone's being very quiet. Well, I think it's just because you're so engrossing. I mean, because like I said, I've been holding the microphone of the phone to the microphone of this live cam, and everything you've been saying, they just, you know, I keep seeing the numbers go 6, 5, 4, 5, 6. I mean, people are either getting knocked off the stream, then coming back on. So you've been very engrossing with whatever you're talking about. So just you've been talking from your heart, talking, you know, just, and people love it. So they don't even know what to ask because you're giving them all this information. So I think it's working out great. You know, we're almost at an hour live stream here, and I only meant this to be a 10 or 15 minutes. So I want to thank everybody here who's hanging on. And, you know, definitely if you have a specific question, type it up there. And just, you know, I'm hoping this show, can help Manny. And I'm actually glad I decided to do this, or it's come out this way, Manny, because like I said, this is more content that I can help share around to, you know, hopefully get you some more help.
I'll tell you the one thing I've learned more so about anything in this world, man, is how important family is. That I realized I lacked on that a lot when I was in the streets. Cared just about myself and my own needs, I guess. But now I realize the importance of having family and the importance of having love in your life and to have somebody to care about and to be a good son to my mother, or a good nephew to my uncles. You know, you get to that point, this point in age, you know, that you realize these things. You know, I guess in one way I'm blessed because I still look like I'm 30, and I still have a phenomenal shape, and I work out and I train when I'm not sick and I don't have no back problems or head problems. My family, you know, they tell me how, you know, my brother's got issues with his back, or my mom with her head and her memory, or, you know, everybody's got issues right now, and I don't. And I guess in one way I'm truly blessed. You know, I don't have the poisons of the outside to affect me in a way that they do. That everyday life, that grind and hustle. So I'm one way I'm blessed because I don't have that kind of stress in my life. But I would rather have my family in my life and have those issues than to be in jail and have nobody and be healthy for a crime I didn't commit. You know, so my big thing right now is I just want to go home and be a part of my uncle's life, or be with my mom and take care of her. I can't say that I'm going to forgive everybody for not being there, because there are some people I'm not going to mention that I care less, because sometimes you can't say you're sorry. And this is the sad part about not being guilty when you're in jail. You have to suffer those feelings as well. When you're guilty of something, you say, well, I did it, so if my family's not there, or people don't believe me, or people talk bad about me, I should say, I understand that, because you know, if you did a crime, that's what you're going to do. That's what dudes do in here every day. They justify what they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ask this person, you know, I committed this crime. They don't want to be in my life. I don't care. Right. But when you didn't commit the crime, and you're not there for your family, and they're not there for you the way they should be, or the way you feel they should be, this is torture. This is torture. I wake up every morning, and I can honestly say this, 18 years, I wake up every freaking morning, and I go to bed every night with tears in my eyes. I'm a grown man, and if you see me, I'm not, you know, I don't look like a timid individual. and I carry myself in the way you're supposed to carry yourself in jail. Your head up and ready to move.
Right.
Yet I wake up every morning with tears. And yet every night I gotta close my eyes and I have those tears in my eyes and I think about everything I lost and the shit that's said about me. Incredible, bro.
Right.
So, I deal with it, man.
You have 1 minute left.
Anyways, listen, I got a minute left. I'm not gonna go back. Thanks. I thank everybody for calling, bro. And my family. It's nice to meet cousins I didn't know I had. I'll get in touch with you, Teddy, next, sometime during the week.
You got it, buddy. Thank you so much for everything. I'm gonna let.
Teddy, I love you to death, big bro. Thank you very much.
All right, bud. Love you.
All right.
Bye.
Tell my family I love them.
You got it.
The caller has hung up.
Well, everybody, thank you. And I see people already logging out. Yeah, we're gonna end this live stream. And so for anybody who's still left, like I said, go to the top, click the petition. You can go sign the petition. Sign the petition is not really going to help, but his address is there. Write him some letters. Tell him that you love him. Tell him that you're supporting him. Share this stream with everyone you know. Send it to all your friends, all the extra family, any strangers you know. Share this stream once it I'm going to hit the end stream and then it'll become a link sometime. But share it with everybody. We want to get this information out. It'll also help grow my channel because I'm trying to help people through my channel. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. We're at an hour 4. This is way longer than I ever thought this stream would go. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Click like, share it, subscribe, all that great stuff. Benny, oh, you're welcome, Benny. I do what I can. Love Manny, love you guys, and Alana and little Manny and all the family from that's been watching. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you back in 2 weeks. I think it's gonna be Sunday the 15th that we're gonna do this again. I'm gonna have Manny calling again because right now he's the only one who's gonna call. Anyway, let you guys go. Love you all. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time.